Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's TPM5 here, back again. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Mavericks, go over their off-season, and then talk about what I expect them to do this season. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you guys know, last season the Dallas Mavericks finished with a 42-30 record and did lose in the first round to the LA Clippers, I believe. They were 5th in the West and they were ranked 9th in offensive rating, which is a step back from what they were in the 2020 season, as they were 1st in the league actually. And then they were ranked 20th in defensive rating under Rick Carlisle. And then during the offseason, traded away Richardson to fill in the exception that the Boston Celtics had. They got a couple draft picks. I'm pretty sure they were seconds in return. Re-signed Tim Hardaway Jr. to 4 years, $74 million. Re-signed Boban Marjanovic to a pretty good deal. And then they signed Sterling Brown, Reggie Bullock, and obviously the Luka extension for $207 million over 5 years. Now, a lot of people are taking security in the fact that he's re-signed, but in this current NBA, I don't think that's going to stop him from requesting a trade. He signed this deal because if he'd left, he wouldn't be able to get a deal this big. So it was something that 99% of NBA players do. And the last time this happened was with the Carlos Boozer Cavs situation. Obviously, if you know that story, then yeah, it's a bit dodgy. So they had a lot of salary cap, and they could have made rooms for a max guy. This was meant to be the Kawhi Leonard sweepstakes and also the Giannis one. But those two guys, looked clear to stay where they were. Obviously, Giannis signed the extension a fair while ago, and then Kawhi being happy with the step up the LA Clippers had. But signing Reggie Bullock for 3 years, $30 million or $32 million isn't really the greatest move considering what they could have done and also what the roster needed as well. But just a quick break, guys. I make NBA content 2 to 3 times a week. I'd heavily appreciate it if you subscribe. And if I have any returning subscribers, thank you for continuing to support me. And then yeah, let's continue with the video. So given that the needs of this team was a second star that was consistent, because if you look at the stats, Porzingis had an okay year, but on a game-to-game basis he's not consistent, especially in the playoffs as well. Last year they didn't have him and here was the excuse, and now this year, correct me if I'm wrong, they had him for most of it, and he just didn't step up and do what they needed to do. There's obviously a bit of friction between him and Luka as well, and it's going to be interesting to see how those two guys come back given the whole, I guess, sum of this off-season and all the dramas when it came to he wanted to be traded, he wanted a new team, Carlisle leaving, so there's a bit of turmoil. Now I know that Carlisle's been there for a while and he hasn't done much, but he is a good NBA coach. But it might just be a bit of burnout with him and Luka, and obviously they parted with a mutual consent, so that must be enough of a reason for him to want to leave Luka, which might be, you could say Luka's a diva, or you could just say he had enough of coaching in Dallas, who knows, and now he's back in Indiana. Now, before I talk about the hiring of Jason Kidd as the coach, I just want to look at some trends in terms of offensive and defensive rating for this Dallas team. Now, in 2019, they were 20th in offensive rating, and then also 18th in defensive rating. So that was obviously Luka's first year. They weren't that good of a team with a 33-49 record. Then they gave Luka the keys to the offense the next year. He was first in offense, no, the team, sorry, was first in offensive rating, and then 18th in defensive rating. And then this year they dropped down to 9th and then 20th in defensive rating. So the issue consistently, as you guys would be able to tell, is the defense of the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the issue with Jason Kidd is that he's a very good offensive coach. I like what he'll bring to them, but the thing was, that wasn't an issue to begin with. Like, the Mavericks were good on offense. That wasn't something that needed to be addressed like that. Now, if I don't know if it's the connection between him and Luka. Obviously Luka would have a say in this choice. But in 2017-18, Jason Kidd was fired from Milwaukee with a 23-22 record at one point. Then some dude called Joe Prunty, who I don't know, and I'm sure you guys don't know, actually led them to a winning record at 21-16. And guess what happened the year after that? The Milwaukee Bucks won 60 games with Mike Budenholzer as coach, who even himself isn't the greatest NBA coach ever, given that there were some issues with the Bucks in the playoffs. But under the Bucks, I'll get to it now. The Milwaukee were 19th in defensive rating and 9th in offensive rating, which still proves the point that with Giannis as well, the Mavericks don't have Giannis in the paint or Giannis to defend. They don't have Chris Middleton to defend. So there is I have big questions about how Jason Kidd is going to impact the defensive side of the floor, especially when that was what the Mavericks needed to improve. Coupling the fact that Luka could leave, the instability with the contract of Kristaps Porzingis, and then the lack of addressing their needs, I have genuine concerns for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, comment what you guys think. Was I too harsh? Did you not expect to hear this stuff? Or do you agree? Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.